Off the top of my head, transgender, changing sex, man becoming woman, or chick becoming man.
Do you think transgender individuals are accorded their rights here in Kenya?
Okay. Never had or ever been privileged to hear that there's any transgenders in Kenya, but from what I know and from what I believe in, I don't think they will be, if there are any, or if they are at the moment, they are being accorded.
So you don't think they're being accorded any of their rights?
Exactly.
Do you think they should be accorded their rights?
Tricky question. Okay, I'll go back to Christianity kidogo.
In this context, you would like a neutral opinion.
Okay, I'm a man, made a man to be a man. I don't think I can ever be able to change myself to be a woman. Because of the closeness, being a family member or a close friend, I think I'll be a little bit, let's say, lenient to their sexual preference. Somebody with two sexes? Okay, the African context, I think I'll advise them mostly to change the baby. If there's probably a surgery that can be able to mend the error, probably, then I'll advocate for them to go for the surgery if there is such a thing.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Is it both male and female? Guy wants to be a woman, or is it a combination of both? Which is it?
Have you heard about such cases here in Kenya?
There are so many.
Yeah?
They're all over. These days it's almost normal. Hey, VP. Poa sana. It's almost normal to see such cases. Because I don't know if that's what we call development these days, but it figures a point. It's almost funny, but it's being pushed that being gay is cool or something like that, which is seriously crazy. Because personally, I believe if you're born a man, stick to being a man. You can't be half man. I'm thinking a white person will find it very hard to survive in this country, because if you're born male, and your ID says you're male and all that, probably you're changing your sex when you're past your 20s, you know? Then all of a sudden, you go to the government agency and you go like, I am now Miss Nani. Well, I don't think they'll take it kindly. I don't think you'll even be granted your wish in this country. Maybe in the West, but locally, let alone rights, just being accepted as a female when you were born a male, it's impossible in this country. So in terms of rights, I think they don't have any rights. That's for sure. Perhaps you could.
Okay. What do you know about such people?
First, I know they exist, and one thing about that, there's a certain case that was on the papers just the other day, and they said that they wanted to kill one of the sexual organs. I'm thinking, if they're both working, well, let them be. I'm serious. This is a new world. Yeah, it's something crazy, but if this person was born like that, well, who are you to go like decide now he's going to be man or woman? But if the person himself feels like he doesn't want to be a woman, he decides to be a man or vice versa, well, he can undergo that. But if the person is okay, well, just let it be. Don't let the doctors decide that from today onwards he's going to be Mr. or Miss whoever. Yeah, that's my view. And in terms of rights, again, we go back to the changing part. That person definitely has no rights, because even the definition of whether he's male or female, it's something that should be looked into by the constitution itself, actually. Yeah, because currently there is no past reference to decide whether this person is male or female. So I think they should be protected by the constitution, defined on what it goes like. We have male, female, and MF.
Okay. So compared to a transgender person, you think an intersex person has the right to choose what sex they want to be?
Yes, I think they have a right to choose. With them, they have a right to choose. But these other guys, again, you know, when it comes to personal rights and personal liberties, I think you should really go with what the person feels, as long as they do not infringe on other people's rights and all that. If you decide you want to be a chick, well, be a chick. That's your prerogative. Maybe you'll answer uko binguni. Yeah, that's all I can say. But locally, that's crazy. I think I'd advise them to. Hey, that's a dangerous one because, again, you're choosing the sex of the baby, but this time around both sexual organs are working. Why don't you let the person grow up and decide what they want to be? Because I'm thinking, if a person grew up and discovered that he previously had a female sexual organ, now he's a male, and he has female tendencies, he's also feeling like he should have been a woman, but now you killed that part. What are you going to tell that person? You've actually infringed on their rights. Don't you think so? Yeah, that's what I think. So I tell them, just chill. It's crazy, it's painful. The kid will go through too much pain and the lessons and all that, but this is a new world. I'm thinking within no time, 5 to 10 years, we'll see them with placards all here, wanting to be recognized, because they are people. Yeah, that's what I think.
Are you able to identify an intersex person when you see him?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think you can identify one. No.
Thank you for your time.
Transgender.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I'm not sure of the meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Transgender means someone who is born a man or a woman, but then they would like to be the opposite sex. So do you think such people are accorded their rights here in Kenya?
No, I don't think so. Because if they were accorded their rights in the first place, something like being gay or lesbian would not be illegal, but it is. And most people who are born like that and want to turn to want to be the other gender almost are pretty much gay or lesbian.
Okay. And do you know of any institutions that are responsible for taking care of such people?
I don't think there are any. I don't think they exist here in Kenya.
Okay. Do you have a friend or a relative who is transgender?
Can I plead the fifth? Am I allowed to plead the fifth?
Okay, fine, you've pled the fifth. But then, say if you have a friend or a relative who's transgender, would you be able to, how would you treat them?
Just like any other person, you know, what somebody chooses as the path of their life has nothing to do with me. It's what they decide. It doesn't change whether they are my friend or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the term intersex?
Intersex?
Yeah.
No. I'd ask them to make a choice and perhaps have a surgery that takes the kid for a surgery and has one of the organs removed.
Pande hiyo unaonaje?
Sasa hao nao mimi sijui naweza kujibuaje hao. Juu wenyewe nao si wengi, ni kweli. Watu kama hao sio wengi. Hao sijui tunaweza.
Kama ni vijana wakiingilia vitu kama hizo, ni mambo tu na job. Unaona mtu anakaa tu mtaani, unaongea kama ni maboys wanaga rahoni kushinda tu na mademu home, unaona? Vitu kama hizo bado still hizo changia.
Majuu lakini muona vitu hizo zikishughulikiwa. Ama chali na chali kutembea wameshikana mkono ijalishi Kenya unaweza angaliwa na macho ingine. Unajua tu nyinyi mahomo. Ama demu na demu lezi. Si ndio?